The rest of the offseason. Team and player options. I do have an option on Caron Butler that I will accept. You guys have an option on Mo Williams that you could reject if you wanted to save a smidge of money. But let's be honest, it's better to have Mo Williams there as a depth option, and he's not that expensive. Shout out to Garrison Cheeks, but yeah, makes sense for both of us to pick up those options easily. Paul Pierce is going to be a free agent. So is Chauncey Billups. LeBron sticking with Toronto for the next 2 years. Mike Bibby also going to be a free agent, as is Antonio McDyess. So some big names are going to be out there this year. In terms of qualifying offers for Chat's team in Orlando, it does make sense to send out a qualifying offer for both Gerald Wallace and Shane Battier. Jeff Daniels, he's not that good though. And a Marcus Banks. You could keep Marcus Banks as depth if you cared to, but he'd be like third string, so there's no real point. But yeah, obviously again, it's qualifying offers. It'll just give you the option to match a deal if need be. It's Battier and Wallace. For me, same thing. Geiger, want to try to keep him. Do any of these guys have potential? I doubt it. That dude's got a B, apparently. 24B and only a 72, though. Glenn Malone, 23B and a 71. I mean, I might as well match for these guys. Not Walt Carl. Nor Dylan Beasley. But yeah, Geiger and Randolph, I'm in trouble of losing both of them, or in danger of losing both of them, and that's a disaster. So we head to free agency. Tracy McGrady has left the Boston Celtics. Tim Duncan has left the Phoenix Suns. Wow. Okay. Yeah, see, Gilbert at 23 is an RFA. That doesn't happen in the Kobe era for the first couple of years. This is a huge free agency class. Absolutely huge. Wow. Wow. So you guys right now showing up with a negative bit of cap space. For the record, the most expensive player you can send an offer to. You can't send offers out to anybody right now. Nobody. So chat, you got nothing to worry about. For myself, I could afford anybody and everybody. Interesting. Okay. So Livingston at point guard. Still got Ray Allen. Still likely have Caron Butler. Actually, he had an option. I'm missing my center and power forward, who both have qualifying options out. Turioff and Johnson are okay. Interesting. So, I mean, point guard-wise, like Gilbert Arenas would be amazing. I don't need Chauncey Billups. I love me some Chauncey Billups and Mike Bibby. But I don't need them. I do have Sean Livingston. I just wanted to see who else was out there. I mean, I can send an offer to anybody. I can technically sign anybody, but will they accept? Probably not. So, yeah, obviously Chauncey's not worth it. I'd love to get Tracy McGrady. I don't need him. I have Ray Allen in that spot, and he is going to be expensive as all hell. Obviously, as a Celtics fan, I love me some Paul Pierce. It's not the biggest position of need. And then, obviously, there's this guy. There's also Sharif Abdur-Rahim, who currently has no offers. Mike, what's going on? Thank you for the raid, sir. Do appreciate it. How'd the stream go? How the heck are ya? Hopefully my bot's not dead, so I can type out this shout-out. My bot's dead. Hate to see it. But Mike, how'd the stream go? So here's the thing. Again, I have an RFA status on Randolph. Obviously, Abdur-Rahim is very interesting, as is Tim Duncan. And then at center, Pau Gasol's out there. Played some Park in 2K. Oof. How much money you drop to have a half-decent player? I'm doing good, though. I'm doing good. Chandler's an RFA, and then Sean Bradley is a big man. And then there's my younger dude somewhere who I think already got an offer. $50 right now. It's like the bare minimum. That's just the ticket to ride. You're not even getting a good experience. That's a lot of competition for Tim Duncan. And competition I don't think I'm willing to enter. I know it's Tim Duncan, but there's no way. Especially when Sharif Abdur-Rahim is right behind him, a year younger, and has no current offers. And that way I can choose between Abdur-Rahim and Zach Randolph. I am going to send out my one and only offer to Sharif Abdur-Rahim. I'm definitely going to go with the team option. And because he has no offers out, I'm going to lower him down to $16 million. And I'm going to send out this offer to Sharif Abdur-Rahim. So let's see what happens first and foremost with the Magic. As for you, you have Doliak on a cap hold. Jamie Patton is apparently on a cap hold. B- at 27. You can drop him. Ceballos. There is Jeff Daniels again, but he's only a C. Cheeks, Wagner, Marcus Banks. So you have Doliak, Wallace, Battier, all on cap holds. And it makes sense to want to keep Battier. But honestly, you could drop Doliak because you just picked up Gortat and Camby. So Doliak's a bit obsolete at this point. But yeah, I mean, holding on to Wallace and Battier is a good idea. And then honestly, that could be where your offer goes to. For me, Sharif has accepted the deal. However, I have to choose between him and Zach Randolph. I could still cap hold in that center, which is awesome. That is very, very nice. Carl's a nobody. Malone, whatever I could cap hold him, I guess. Calvin Gill. Yeah, it's not even worth it. So yeah, pretty much my choice is Abdur-Rahim or maybe Randolph and Miller. I like Zach Randolph a lot, but Abdur-Rahim pushes my team to an entirely different level. So I will renounce my signing rights of Zach Randolph and Mike Miller. I will cap hold Hal Geiger, but I am going to bring in Sharif Abdur-Rahim, who is only like the third big name free agent I've brought in like 15 years at this point. But Abdur-Rahim's the guy. There it is. So I am done in free agency. For you guys, your best offer, of course, is to just try to get Shane Battier signed, since he is your player. You can try to get out ahead on bringing him back. I mean, he is an RFA. He does have the qualifying offer out there. So you could at least try to dictate your price on Shane Battier. You could go with the team or player option. You can drive down that number, honestly. Even 10 mil. 10 mil flat. With the player or a team option. Or just no option in general. But that's a pretty damn good deal for Shane Battier. And if you have Shane Battier on your team, you are pretty much complete. Because you have Felton and Williams, Vince Carter and Crawford. It'll be Battier at forward, Dirk and Camby. I mean, damn. You know? So any disagreements, chat, to you signing your own player, Shane Battier? Any disagreements? And you can also send out an offer to Darius Miles. I mean, he is actually not Darius Miles. Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking of? Gerald Wallace. All right. Let's see if Battier will accept that $10 million salary flat. We don't know yet. Again, I will be nice and also allow you to go after... Again, there are your own players. You might as well go after Gerald Wallace as well, since he is yours. And shit, you can make that a 5-year deal and get him for dirt cheap, and he's young enough that he can still get better. And they both accepted. So honestly, that's a pretty damn good bit of business for you guys to get those RFAs signed. You're good to go. You are good to go. So we are both out. Uh-oh. Oh, they got other offers. I don't think you have to match those, though, right? Although, in fairness, you could match those, but... I mean, Battier's making less, but you pay him $3 million more. You don't have to match those. They already accepted. Like, you technically save money on Battier for a year, but you're fine. So, Dusty, a lot, buddy. It's been a night. It's been a night. Yeah, for me, Abdur-Rahim, got to drop Zach Randolph. That's fine. So we're good. So long as this actually goes through. There we go, day one of free agency. And Kenny Anderson's the biggest name out there at this point, so I still got Hal Geiger on cap hold, to be honest. Let's see if I can do for him what I let you guys do. And just sign him, since he's my RFA. Oof. I might be losing Hal at this point, because I cannot pay him that much. I am just going to have to put him on a cap hold and hope he sneaks through. Because I cannot afford him. And losing him would be pretty damn unfortunate. But so far, we're looking okay. We'll take that. We'll take that. In terms of player progression, Butler's down by a point, but Geiger and Livingston both get better. Yeah, Abdur-Rahim now gets to work with Ray Allen. It's not bad. For you guys, Camby didn't get worse at all. Battier got better. Vince did get a little bit worse after the ACL injury. I would argue we're both right there. Right where we want to be in terms of in contention mode at this stage. I'd say we are. In fact, neither of us has won a title yet. Is still absolutely hilarious. It is worth noting. Future first rounders or anything like that, nothing. And nothing. Because neither of us plan to be this far in advance. And of course, you guys are missing your 2008 first. Yeah, neither of us really plan to be this far in advance. I don't know how much we'll have to worry about this draft. Shout out to Rajon Rondo apparently being the #1 projected. But Millsap, Lowry, LaMarcus Aldridge, Bargnani's there, Rudy Gay. It's a decent little draft. JJ Redick. PJ Tucker's in there. Leon Poe, Celtics legend. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's not the worst draft in the world, not the best. In terms of high-end talent, but there are some very good players. Some very good players. So for the Minnesota Timberwolves, honestly, like an 8-man bench is probably the... How badly injured was Leandro Barbosa? Jesus. Like, what the hell is going on? He was injured in the playoffs last year. Dislocated left kneecap, 8 to 10 weeks still. Good Lord. Dislocated, or did it, like, just fly off of his body? Someone who's dislocated their patella. I know it sucks, but holy shit. All right, well, those will be my 8. Honestly, not bad. Having Abdur-Rahim makes that look a hell of a lot better. Granted, if Zach Randolph was there, it wouldn't look that bad, but a 90 really does up the optics. For Chat's team in Orlando, let's see what it looks like. To be honest, an 8-man bench. Ooh, Vince is still going to be hurt at the start of the year, and then Gortat's just kind of there. It would be up to you guys just how much you wanted to run the bench in the regular season. But Mo Williams, Jamal Crawford, Shane Battier, Dirk Nowitzki, Marcus Camby. Felton is the sixth man. You still got Wallace in the mix. Garrett Strickland. But yeah, let's see how far out Vince Carter is at this stage. 2 to 4 weeks. So he'll miss the first half a month to first full month of the season. But again, you have Jamal Crawford there. In terms of the contracts coming due, nothing to worry about at the moment. This is Ray Allen's final year, so we're going to have to keep an eye on those particular deals. Brings us to the trading block and the untouchables, and I think both of our situations have changed a little bit. For myself, I'm going to randomly put, I guess Scott Wood was a random signing. I am going to put this Damian Westbrook up there still, because again, it was that year that we didn't get to take control of the draft. So I'm cool with letting go of him. Same with Albert Johnson. We'll keep Geiger and Turioff. That's pretty much all I want to do right now. Untouchables this year, Livingston, Ray Allen, Caron Butler, Abdur Rahim, and Geiger. Please do not send me any offers. For you guys, I don't know if you want to keep Vince Carter on the block. Probably not. I mean, this is kind of the year for you guys to go for it. You do have a decent little bit of depth. You could trade Strickland. I don't even know who the hell you'd trade, to be honest. Like, I think for the moment, like, unless you were to, unless you were to really start to underperform, I don't think there's anything you'd really look for. So I guess let's get the answer to that as to whether or not either of us are going to horrifically underperform. We do have the injuries to worry about. And you do get a trade offer from Mo Williams from the Pacers for Nazir Muhammad.
Good for you.
You don't really need. I'm going to go with S.A. Miracle. Thank you for the follow. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Did not make the playoffs. We go to Nuka, right? You don't really need the center depth. You know, Nazir Muhammad's not bad, but you don't need that. You don't need that. Let's see if Vince Carter's healthy enough for you guys. He's on the mend. You probably don't want to play him until he's fully healthy, though. I mean, let's be honest. No reason to risk him. You are kind of underperforming. Maybe we shorten the bench when he's back. 4-10 start for the Magic. But now Vince is back. Marcus Camby is hurt. For how long? 4 to 6 months. With a spinal injury. Holy shit, chat. Do you have the worst luck I've ever seen? Well, guess we'll see what Strickland and Gortat can do. But, oof. Oof. Well, with that injury, I think you drop the bench utilization back down to 50. Play the stars a little bit more. That actually does make Gortat. It's the greatest series. It's a comedy of errors, Danny. So Williams, Carter, Battier, Nowitzki, Gortat. You got Crawford, Felton, Strickland. Honestly, you can open it up to 9 to get Gerald Wallace some playing time. But yeah, 9 men. You could up the starters' minutes a little bit more, but that's your best bet at this stage. For me, Barbosa is still hurt. Barbosa's still hurt. Timberwolves 8-7. The Magic 4-10. At this stage, you guys immediately get a trade offer for Strickland, your center, which is an absolute no. So right now, really, the Magic are the more interesting of the two teams to watch because you guys will have to make a call as to what to do. You get a trade offer for Bender in a second. That's a decline. You need Strickland in there. You guys don't start winning games, then yeah, maybe the old nuclear option does sneak in. Strickland for Anderson. A lot of people want Strickland now. For me, Johnson and a second for Ray Gordon. I mean, this kind of defeats the purpose unless Gordon has a higher potential. B-. Johnson's a C+. I'd rather just keep the pick. So as of January 1st, 2006. Also, the one thing I realized is we could have put certain people down in the G League, but it is what it is. In the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves at 11-17 are in 11th in the West. In the East, the Orlando Magic are 12th at 13-18. With a 24-2 Philadelphia team at the start. Jesus. We do need to look at where the big players went as well. And we can do that really quickly. Timberwolves led by Kenyon Martin, Steve Francis still. Marbury, Stoudemire, Maggette, Turkoglu, that's the same thing there in Golden State. Raptors did lose Pierce. They got LeBron, Terry, and Jefferson leading the way. The Grizz with Van Horn, Stackhouse, Coutinho Mobley. Tracy McGrady went to Charlotte, where he'll play alongside Penny Hardaway. So Tracy McGrady took a deal from the Bobcats. Plays with Speedy Claxton, Udonis Haslem, Michael Doliak. So, of course, Kevin Garnett's in Dallas, Kobe with the Clippers, LeBron in Toronto. Tim Duncan went to Boston. And Paul Pierce joins Kobe Bryant on the LA Clippers. Holy shit. Let's look at these teams in full. So the Sixers have Jermaine O'Neal, Mike Bibby, Rip Hamilton, and Joe Smith. So no wonder why they're still as good as they are. The Bucks have Devin Harris, Bryant Reeves, the not actual Patrick Ewing Jr., Steven Jackson. Wow, they have a lot of dudes like on the verge of being great. The Wizards, because they were the Bullets. Pau Gasol, Nick Van Exel, Tim Thomas. The Bulls with Andre Miller, who looks like he has to shit. I'm just calling it what it is. Come on now. Tyson Chandler, Rodney Rogers, Steve Weber, Andrew Bogut, Trevor Ariza down there as well. Cleveland's got Jalen Rose, Deron Williams, Antonio McDyess, Ben Gordon. Celtics with Tim Duncan and Jason Kidd and their band of merry men. Holy shit. Oh, cool. Brian Scalabrine ended up on the Celtics. So did Theo Ratliff. Kobe, Pierce, Bosch leading the LA Clippers. Good God, that team. Aaron McKee, Donald Foyle behind him. Holy shit. The Hawks with Steve Nash, who is injured. Long Shishi, Daniel Marshall, Glenn Robinson, Kirk Heinrich, Manute Bol, David West. Oliver Candy was down there. The Heat have Jamal Mashburn, Larry Hughes, Stromil Swift, Christian Laettner. Antoine Walker's down there. The Hornets with Rashard Lewis, Lamar Odom, Chris Kaman, Al Harrington leading the way there. Jazz have Dwayne Wade, Wally Zerbiak, Kenny Anderson. Sacramento with Elton Brand and Vin Baker and not too much else, for being honest. Perks there. It's a 76. Knicks with Rafer Alston, Kerry Kittles, and of course they're terrible. Jason Williams, Danny Granger. Juwan Howard is an old man now. Shaq with Antoine Jameson, Bonzi Wells, Robert Horry on the Lakers. Of course, we know what you guys look like. Shane Battier is now out for 2 to 4 weeks. Holy fuck. Yeah, you might just want to say screw it and pull the plug here. Mavs with KG, Joe Scott. Ridnour, Nick Collison down there. Baron Davis and Zach. Wow, so Zach Randolph went to the Nets. Davis and Randolph, Williams, Iguodala, Charlie Fry. Based off how my team's doing, maybe I should have kept Zach Randolph, though, given that he's younger. The Denver Nuggets with Allen Iverson and Yao Ming on the same goddamn team. Chris Paul, Allen Iverson, and Yao Ming. Holy shit. That'd be the best team to watch of all time. Sean Marion, Eddie Jones, Tony Parker, Drew Gooden on the Pacers. Pistons with Gilbert Arenas, Dwight Howard. Rockets have Jason Richardson, Derek Fisher, remember when he was on my team? Sean Bradley, Ricky Davis, James Posey. Spurs have Billups, Stojakovic, Ilgauskas, Michael Redd, Mike Miller. Suns with Eddie. Wow, the Suns, man. They went from having, who the hell was it? It was Tim Duncan and Kobe. Now it's Eddie Curry, Billy Owens, Mike Dunleavy. Sonics with Melo, Desmond Mason, Carlos Boozer. And that's the situation, the circumstances. Yeah, chat, we'll have to talk about what you want to do with your team, given that you're 13-18 and how long you want to wait, because the deadline's a month away. You just lost Shane Battier to injury as well. That is a rough time. I mean, you do have Gerald Wallace to step in, but you are missing 2 starters at this stage. We'll see what you do.